A decade ago, an event shook the world and remains one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history to this day. We're talking about Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared on March 8, 2014, during its route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, with 239 people on board. On that plane were people of all ages and backgrounds, from a 2-year-old child to a 76-year-old adult, including vacationers, frequent travelers, and even Buddhist pilgrims. Yet, what happened to them remains an enigma. What really happened to Flight 370? How is it possible for a plane with so many people on board to simply vanish without a trace? Join me on this journey to explore the details of this mystery that continues to intrigue the world. Imagine this intriguing scenario. It all began on the night of March 8, 2014, when a plane took off from Malaysia's capital at 12:41 a.m. According to authorities' reconstruction of events, everything seemed normal until approximately half an hour later when one of the plane's communication systems emitted its last transmission. No one suspected anything unusual. However, starting from 1:21 a.m., a series of perplexing events unfolded. The transponder, crucial for transmitting flight information, stopped working. The plane disappeared from the Thai military radar tracking it and appeared to deviate from its intended route. Even a civilian radar lost contact with the aircraft, failing to establish expected communication. By 3:45 a.m., just over 2 hours later, Malaysia Airlines issued a code red alert due to the plane disappearing from all radars. This triggered a crisis requiring an immediate response from emergency teams. However, the tragedy was confirmed when the plane did not arrive in Beijing, as scheduled at 6:30 a.m., and was not detected anywhere else. About an hour later, authorities publicly announced the disappearance, leaving everyone bewildered by the inexplicable situation. Join me to explore this enigma that continues to confound the world to this day. This year, the mystery behind Malaysia Airlines' plane disappearance reached the Netflix streaming platform. It was on March 8th when the docu-series titled MH370, The Plane That Disappeared, premiered. And worthy of a Netflix series are the theories that have emerged. Aviation experts and former pilots devised 10 theories for the BBC to try to explain what happened to flight MH370. Theory number 1. The plane landed on the Andaman Islands. Imagine this intriguing possibility. At some point, the missing flight seemed to be heading towards the remote Andaman and Nicobar Islands, located between Indonesia and the coasts of Thailand and Myanmar. Reports suggest that military radars in the area may not have been active due to the low threat level. The editor of the local newspaper dismissed the idea that the aircraft could be on these islands. In statements to CNN, he mentioned that there are 4 runways, and any plane landing would be spotted. However, given that the area is remote, with over 570 islands and only 36 inhabited, former British Airways Boeing 777 pilot Steve Busdigan presents an intriguing theory. If the plane was stolen, this could be the perfect location to discreetly land it. Landing on the beach would be challenging but not impossible, according to Busdigan. Although it would require at least 1,500 meters to land, the wheels could sink into the sand, and parts of the aircraft could be damaged. If I landed on the beach, I wouldn't lower the wheels, Busdigan comments. However, even if the plane managed to land, it is unlikely that it could take off again due to the damage to the fuel-filled wings, increasing the risk of an explosion. This theory poses a fascinating and complex situation. Join me to explore more about this enigma surrounding the disappearance of flight MH370. Theory number 2. The plane flew to Kazakhstan. Imagine this intriguing possibility. A republic in Central Asia is located at the end of the Northern Corridor, one of the geographical regions where the search for the missing plane is taking place. Hypothetically, the plane could have landed there. Sylvia Wrigley, a light aircraft pilot and author of the book Why Planes Crash, suggests that landing in a desert is more feasible than on a beach, especially in a very isolated area. Furthermore, the absence of a document detailing the cargo or passenger list of the plane has raised suspicions that it was carrying something valuable or high-profile passengers, fueling the theory of a possible hijacking. However, the Civil Aviation Committee of Kazakhstan stated that the plane would have been detected if it had landed in their territory. But the most significant challenge would be that the aircraft would have had to cross the airspace of countries like India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, which are regularly monitored from a military perspective. Although there may be vulnerabilities in radar systems of some countries along the route to Central Asia, Wrigley speculates. Many of the air traffic control equipment is outdated. They may be accustomed to receiving false positives, such as a flock of birds passing, which could easily lead to dismissing a suspicious signal. Join me to explore more about this intriguing theory surrounding the disappearance of Flight MH370. Theory number 3. Taklamakan Desert. Northwest China speculations in various forums suggest that members of China's Uyghur Muslim separatist minority could have redirected the missing plane. Of the 239 passengers on board, 153 were Chinese, making the Taklamakan Desert in China a plausible destination. This vast desert, described in the Encyclopedia Britannica as one of the world's largest, extends far from the world's view. According to a tweet on March 15th by Jonah Fisher of the BBC, Malaysian authorities believed that the most likely location of MH370 was somewhere on land near the China-Kyrgyzstan border. However, this theory presents a significant challenge. The plane could have passed undetected by radar systems of numerous countries along the route. Join me to delve deeper into this intriguing theory about the disappearance of Flight MH370. Theory number 4. The plane is in Pakistan. The world seems fascinated by the disappearance of Flight 777. Perhaps it didn't crash, but was stolen, hidden, effectively, perhaps in northern Pakistan, like bin Laden, tweeted communications magnate Rupert Murdoch. However, Pakistan vehemently denied this possibility. Although Murdoch's theory seems intriguing, it is somewhat implausible. This is mainly due to the fact that the airspace border between India and Pakistan is one of the most monitored in the world by military radars. Furthermore, although northern Pakistan is a remote region with anarchy, it is constantly monitored by satellites and drones. Therefore, it is highly unlikely that a plane could pass unnoticed in that area. Theory number 5. The plane headed towards Langkawi Island due to a fire or mechanical malfunction. Imagine this scenario. The loss of transponders, automatic responses to messages, or communications could be explained by an onboard fire, according to aviation blogger Chris Goodfellow. The left turn the plane took, deviating from its route to Beijing, might have been an attempt to reach a safe location, he explains. The pilot did everything correctly. He had a major problem on board, which prompted him to divert towards the nearest airport, Goodfellow says. The pilot likely tried to avoid crashing into a city or mountain, he adds. He made a direct course for Palau Langkawi, a 4,000-meter-long strip of land, with no obstacles. He didn't turn back towards Kuala Lumpur because he knew he'd have to cross 2,400-meter-high mountains. Langkawi was closer and had more favorable terrain, Goodfellow explains. This theory assumes that the plane never reached Langkawi and crashed into the sea. However, this theory has been questioned. If the plane changed course during an emergency, one would expect it to be done manually. The left turn occurred when someone pressed 7 or 8 buttons on a computer located on a pedestal between the captain and the first officer, as authorities cited by the New York Times explained. As time passes, we must wait for the day when families can hopefully find their missing loved ones.